hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of Tenet. Let's do it. Tenet is an action sci-fi from writer-director Christopher Nolan and Warner Brothers. The film stars John David Washington, Elizabeth Debicki, Robert Pattinson, Kenneth Branagh, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Michael Caine, Martin Donovan, and Himesh Patel. Armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. I am a huge Christopher Nolan fan, and Tenet has been my most anticipated movie of the year since we got into this dumpster fire that is 2020. Well, after nearly 5.5 months away, I actually went back to the theater and I saw this thing. And while I did really like it, I'm admittedly a little bit disappointed that I didn't absolutely love it, because I was pretty sure I would. Perhaps I built it up too much in my own mind, and that's definitely on me, but I also definitely don't think this is one of Nolan's best films. Also, just as a side note, while I will in this review talk a little bit about the experience of going back to the theater, if you have any questions about the experience, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. First off, Tenet is a Christopher Nolan movie through and through. High concept sci-fi, huge action set pieces. This is easily the biggest thing he's ever done. It's enormous. And incredibly loud sound effects that kind of drown out the dialogue sometimes. I said I was a huge Nolan fan. That doesn't mean I can't recognize his flaws. Now, the acting in here is quite strong across the board. John David Washington and Robert Pattinson were both really good. Kenneth Branagh's villain is really pretty over the top, but I kind of liked that about him. But the stand-up for me was Elizabeth Debicki, who I don't know all that well. I thought she was really good. I will say that the characterizations in this film could have really used a lot more fleshing out. I got the most from Debicki's character. We never really learn all that much about John David Washington and Robert Pattinson's characters. Washington's character doesn't even have a name. Not that you need a character to have a name to be a fleshed out character. I'm saying character a lot. But it does kind of speak to the idea that Nolan's focus here is more on spectacle than on character. And I did find this lack of character had an effect on the stakes of the film. The stakes are extremely high, but because I didn't really have a connection to these people, I wasn't able to internalize those stakes as much as I would have liked. But there is spectacle aplenty. The set pieces are absolutely huge, and in true Nolan style, they look amazing. Plus, the stuff they managed to shoot in camera without visual effects is pretty darn mind-blowing. I read that this movie has fewer than 300 visual effects shots, which is like less than a standard romantic comedy. That's impressive. You've seen bits in the trailers of fight scenes or car chases where things are playing out in forward time and in reverse time in unison. I have absolutely no idea how they did that, and the final action sequence is absolutely bonkers. All of that said, this movie does feel really long. Now, part of that is because it's 2.5 hours, so it is long. But I'll also freely admit that while I was very excited to be back at the theater, I was also feeling pretty anxious about it, and I'm sure that made it feel longer to me. Further, there is a conceit in the movie where, in certain situations, characters have to wear an oxygen mask. Like the Dark Knight trilogy, we're given a reason for it in the story, but I do think it was included more as a visual clue to help you keep track of what's going on in some of the bigger scenes. Like, okay, if this character is wearing a mask, that means he's doing this right now. Okay, got it. It was pretty clever, but considering I was already anxious, the constant reminder of masks didn't help to alleviate that at all. I also had an issue with the editing. It was a little sloppy at times. I don't know if maybe the original cut of this movie was 4 hours long, they had to cut huge chunks out of it, but there were a lot of moments where cutting from one scene to the next was like incredibly jarring. For example, there's a scene where Pattinson and Washington's characters are kind of having a conversation as they lay down and go to bed, and then the next shot is the next day and they're mid-conversation. Very odd. A lot of directors don't give their audience the benefit of the doubt to follow the story. They kind of spoon feed us and it ends up feeling really pandering. To Nolan's credit, he's never really done that, at least not that I've noticed. He usually trusts his audience to follow along. I think in this movie he erred too far on the other side, because honestly there were moments in this movie that made me feel stupid. I was just a little bit lost. And I hope that's not just me, because, freely admitting to the world that I'm dumb, I don't like it. In fairness though, early in the flick, one character says to another, literally says, "Don't try to understand it, just feel it." And I feel like that was Nolan's plea to the audience. And like I mentioned off the top, the sound design in this movie is great. Like, the sound effects are awesome. The sound mixing is rough. There are times when the sounds are so loud, people are talking, you can't understand what they're saying. Overall, though, I did quite enjoy Tenet. It's exciting, it's mind-bending, it's insanely impressive on a technical level. And while I do think the big screen is obviously the best way to see it, the movie is still so big that I do think it would still be a sight to see on your TV. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna give Tenet. And I think I'm gonna give Tenet a... Out of 10. So now I want to know, have you seen Tenet? What did you think about it? What is your favorite Nolan movie of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Just a note, a little later on this evening, I've got Bill and Ted Face the Music coming out, so check back for that. I hope you guys are all safe and healthy. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Take care.